Hello everybody, this is Sonny from the Cybergrono and I'm back with my final Doctor Who Season 2 review. And today I'm reviewing Wishworld and the Reality War. Spoiler warning, there will be spoilers throughout this entire review. So if you do not want to be spoiled for the episodes or if you've not seen it yet, click away now. Okay, I'm going to start off with Wishworld, which is tough because it's part 1 of the finale and normally I change my opinions on them after part 2 and see if it, lives up to it. But I'm going to say what I thought before broadcast. Maybe not before broadcast, before Reality War, and what I thought of the episode just on its own. I thought it was decent. At first, I wasn't that much of a fan, but on a rewatch, I liked it a bit more. I thought it was interesting. There was a lot of exposition. I thought a lot of scenes where I was just talking. They even mention it in a line. This isn't just exposition, Doctor, which feels like it's just a way to write, just to get around exposition and just joke around. There's a lot of exposition, but it really was a lot of exposition, at least towards the end. But the whole premise, the whole Wishworld reality sort of thing was fun. I enjoyed it. It felt very dystopian, very turn left. For those who remember that episode, it felt very dystopian and interesting for me. Sorry about that, guys. Where was I? So I think I was talking about the Wishworld reality. I love that dystopian feel. I think that worked really well. The whole God of Wishes thing was a bit, oh, come on. Again, like when I heard that giggle again, I was thinking, really, they've done it again, but it wasn't as big of a deal. It wasn't the big reveal of the episode, so to speak. So I liked it in that regard. I don't like it just one or two times is fine, but another giggle thing, come on, it's a bit over the top, really. Conrad being back, he's a great character. Obviously, he's not a good character, but as a character, you know what I mean. He's a good character, but a horrible person in the show. You know what I mean. So he's back. Didn't really have too much to do. I mean, he was on the TVs, whatever. Talking about the TVs. I know I'm going to speak about this episode out of order and stuff, but oh well. Speaking about the TVs, the Rogue cameo was probably the weirdest thing I've seen. I didn't mind the cameo itself, but the way it was done was quite strange. It was the most obvious green screen work ever. It could have been done differently. It could have been, if it looked fine on the screen, but when it cut to like the actual shot, it looked horrible. So I wasn't a fan of that. The Susan cameo, I was thinking it would actually, oh, okay, some more Susan stuff. Can't wait for that to come into play in the Reality War. So there was that. The Rani, played by Archie Panjabi, was really good. She was great in Wishworld, had some great scenes. Bit too much like the Master for my liking, like the dancing thing, music, blah blah blah. That was a bit too Master-like, but overall she did a really good job, probably the best part of the episode. Mrs. Flood was there. She's fun, but obviously you can tell that the Rani was the main threat in all this. I was hoping that I can't wait to see her in more action in Reality War. Hopefully she doesn't get killed off in the first 20-30 minutes, but we'll get to that in a minute. So all the John Smith stuff was fun. All the slipping thing was a good idea. Poppy was great, obviously. Yeah, it was a solid episode, I think, but it wasn't great. And then we get to the ending. I don't know if I'm missing out anymore, but I'm just trying to get across this quick because I'm not going to spend too long on Wishworld. I've got more to speak about on the Reality War. The ending, we had the Omega reveal, which was really unexpected. I just was hoping it would, get a satisfying conclusion in the next episode. But the reveal was good. The cliffhanger was great. Boom, awesome. Wishworld. I'm gonna give it a 3.5 out of 5. I thought it was solid, not great, not horrible. It was solid episode, great, 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 great. Oh no, and let me just add, Millie Gibson was great as Ruby as well, and obviously Ncuti Gatwa, Varada Sifu both did great as well, and then all the other cast as well. And then we get to the reality war. So I watched this in the cinema yesterday. I'll say this: the cinema experience probably gives me a little bit of bias because the atmosphere was great. It was a great experience. I'd watched Empire of Death and Legend of Ruby Sunday last year in the cinema, so it was great going back and doing it again this year. The episode was interesting for me. Lots of people don't like it, and I'm not saying it's good. There are so many elements of this that I was not a fan of, but I enjoyed it. I had a fun time with the episode. I preferred it to Wishworld because it had more in it and had more going for it, if that makes sense. More emotion and more stuff, more action. But there were elements of this that I thought were horribly done, horribly written. No offense, Russell, but I think it's time to, hang up the pen and let someone else take over. Because yeah, this wasn't the best one. So I'm gonna go through each sort of element. So we had Anita come back from Joy to the World. That was a great addition. That was something that genuinely surprised me. Obviously, this season's had a lot of leaks and rumours, which has sort of ruined basically most of the surprises of the season, which is annoying. So obviously, in the back of my mind, there's some stuff that might have an idea might happen, but that it's still, some stuff still surprised me, even if I did have a couple of little thoughts that this might happen. So Anita coming back was a great reveal sort of thing. Bringing Joy to the World back was a nice full circle moment. The Ranis, there were some great lines, especially from Mrs. Flood. I'm just going to call her Mrs. Flood because it's easy to distinguish. But Omega eats the best of the two Ranis, which is annoying because she was really good, and I thought Archie Punjabi could have easily returned as the Rani, but she can't now because she's been eaten. I don't know. She could return. They could easily write up some nonsense. And Mrs. Flood got away, so the Rani is still technically alive, which is fine. Yeah, the Rani stuff was very rushed, and the Omega stuff was very, very rushed, which I'll get to now. So Omega took the form of a skeleton, which I'm not a fan of because I've not seen all of Classic Who, but I know for a fact that Omega has a really good design with the helmet, and they totally ruined that and did a massive skeleton, the same as they did with Sutek last year, making him a massive dog, which kind of linked, I guess, but it's just, they could have made him look a bit more like Omega. But even if they did, they still rushed Omega. He came in, ate the Rani, and the Doctor fired the laser from the Vindicator, and Omega's gone, and that's it. Halfway through the episode, Omega's gone, and they did a whole thing building him up, the one who is lost, blah blah blah, in the previous episode. So that really was all for nothing. I don't know why they brought Omega back. I think Russell just did it just for more to generate more content. He said he writes in this modern era to generate content, which is not the way you should go about Doctor Who. You should write good stories, not try and get views from viewing figures and big social media reactions from returning monsters, only to just get rid of them a few minutes later. So I didn't like that. I would just say everyone who was in the episode, great acting, great everything. That was all good, all solid from everyone. The whole Poppy thing was a bit confusing to me, and I felt like it was a bit too... It was too much of the forefront of the story. It could have been tucked away a little bit and let the Rani stuff and the Omega stuff be the main focus, but I didn't mind the Poppy stuff. I was really annoyed they put Belinda in the box for about most of the episode. That was really annoying because she has been a really good companion. But they just threw her away for a couple minutes, which wasn't good in my opinion. And there is lots of stuff I could go into which I can't because there's just not enough time to speak about some of the stuff. Let's just go to the whole unit battle tower thing was a bit corny, a bit cheesy, but you know, it's Doctor Who. I don't mind that sort of thing. I'm not a fan of unit having a big skyscraper. I preferred them in like just in the countryside sort of stuff. So yeah, oh well. But let's go on to. By the way, okay, the scene where Poppy gets erased from history was really good. That was a really good scene where her jacket keeps getting smaller and smaller, and then they forget. But then the Doctor winks at her, so I think that's probably the original ending of the episode before they had to do reshoots and rewrites to fit in the regeneration, which I'll obviously speak to you about at the end of the video. Yeah, there was some nice farewell moments with everyone at unit. Yeah. Jodie Whittaker returned, which was really good. Probably one of my favourite moments of the episode. She was just great as always in the role. It was nice to see her meet 15th Doctor, the 15th Doctor, and have some interactions with him. That was really nice. Yeah, I just thought I'm glad that as much as I don't think Russell should be writing for the show anymore, I'm glad that out of all the Doctors he chose to return, he chose for Jodie to return because I think yeah, one, she's a good fit to go off, you know, bounce off Shooty with chemistry and all that. But she's just awesome, I think, as the Doctor. So I'm glad they got her back. The farewell. The Doctor didn't really get a farewell to Ruby, which was quite annoying and weird. But his farewell to Belinda was strange because he basically, what I got from it, rewrote her entire timeline to become a mother, when in the first episode she was just mad about him scanning her DNA without her permission, and you're telling me that she'd be happy with him rewriting her whole history to become Poppy's mother at the end. Yeah, that's a bit. At first I thought, oh, why has another companion got a happy ending? But when I think about it, it's not really a happy ending. Her whole life's just been rewritten without her knowing it. And she might not have wanted that. So that was interesting. And I'm telling you now, you could easily... There was no Susan as well. I'm just going to add that in. That was a waste of time teasing her. There might have been stuff cut out, or they were hoping that there'd be another season really quickly so she could be the forefront of that, but none of that. The regeneration did feel very tacked on. You can easily tell, and, you know, obviously there are rumours that there were reshoots, stuff was reshot from the finale in February, so obviously you can tell that they couldn't get a season 3 commissioned in time, so Shooty couldn't really wait for season 3, which could mean, you know, a few years when he could be getting other acting gigs. So I obviously am so gutted he's gone already because I think he was really growing on me as the Doctor, and I think he could have had at least 2 more seasons before leaving. So that is really annoying that he's gone so soon. But the regeneration was it was a nice scene. The music was great, really great. Yeah, his reasoning of regeneration, giving his regeneration energy to move reality back into order, yeah, fine. But that is, you can easily tell that this was not the plan of the episode. The plan was probably Poppy fades away and it's like, oh no, and then it's just the 15th Doctor and Belinda again, probably. And then all the stuff with bringing Poppy back, saying bye to Belinda, and then the regeneration, plus 13th Doctor, plus the little bits at unit was probably all rewritten and reshot this year. But the regeneration was nice. The effects were horrible, in my opinion, because the 13th Doctor's regeneration by far still looks the best. If that the effects weren't bad, but considering we've had a really beautiful looking regeneration just a few years ago, yes, it was last minute, and yes, the effects of the 15th Doctor's face morphing wasn't even a morph, it was just a fade out, fade in. And yes, Billie Piper is the next Doctor. We don't know if she's the Doctor. She wasn't credited as the Doctor, so she's either Bad Wolf again, the Moment, or she's just the 16th Doctor, which is my personal pick. I'd just rather her be the Doctor, have a throwaway line in the first episode going, oh look, I've got Rose's face back. Oh, that's fun. And then completely forget about it and just go on with a normal Doctor's era instead of making the whole thing, oh, why has this face come back? Because we've just had that with David Tennant. We've just had a why did this face come back story plot thing. Why are we doing it again? It is a desperate ploy to get more viewers on. I know I love the show. I will keep watching it forever, but you can easily tell this is like desperation tactics here to get some more people in. Will it work? I don't know. Maybe. But if they're not having a new episode until like Christmas next year, then people would have forgotten and people won't care by then. Am I a fan of Billie Piper as the Doctor? No, I would have preferred... If someone from the show's past would have returned to play the 16th Doctor, I would have preferred Jo Martin, who plays the fugitive Doctor, to return instead of Billie Piper. And yeah, Billie Piper would probably be a great Doctor. She's a great actress. She'd probably be awesome. But it's just the idea of... Because they didn't bring her back because she was the best choice for the role. They brought her back because she's popular in Doctor Who. That is why. But we'll see what happens. The new spin-off series, The War Between the Land and the Sea, hopefully I'll be doing reviews on that next year or whenever it comes out. That looks really good. That looks like a great drama. Bit of Unit, bit of Sea Devils, it seems. I like it. But overall, Reality War, I'll give... It's tough. I want to give it a 4 out of 5 because I enjoyed it, but there were so many elephants. There were so many elements that were so rushed. So I'll probably give it the same as Wishworld. I preferred it over Wishworld. Okay, no. I'm going to give it a 3 point... No, I'm going to give it a 4. No, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. However, because I had a fun time with it. I preferred it over Empire of Death because I had fun with this one. Empire of Death, I didn't have fun with it. I thought it was boring. But this one, I enjoyed it. I had fun, even though the writing was really not good. There were elements of this that built it up to a 4 out of 5. So I didn't... It's a tough one because I could give it a 3. I preferred it over Wishworld. So I'm going to give it a 4. But there were still elements that were really bad. And I personally think going forward, the show needs a new writer, new showrunner, new team, new everything. But yeah, what did you think of Wishworld and the Reality War? What are your theories for the new 16th Doctor, Billie Piper? What are your thoughts of everything that's happened? What are your favourite things? What are your least favourite things? Put all your thoughts in the comment section below. Like this video if you're new. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year or by spring next year. And your support would mean a lot. And hit that notification bell if you want to be notified whenever I upload. So thank you for watching this video, everybody, and I'll see you later. Goodbye.